Alright, and we are now live. What's up, dude?
Hey, ready for some GT Classic?
I'm ready. You want me to give you a countdown, or do you want me to give you one? How do you want to do it?
Either way is fine.
Alright, why don't you give me a countdown then?
Alright. Alright. Uh, Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, hello, preNASA. My name's Stump, and this is Super Metroid GT Classic. Now, the way that this category works is it's pretty much a race to Golden Chorizo, or GT, the final mini-boss, due to a special debug code that was left in the game. Holding all of the controller buttons, well, on the door transition in, gives you a whole bunch of ammo and every item except screw attack. So we pretty much get the minimum number of items needed to get down there, and then it's a boss rush after that. Like all full game categories, we got series to deal with first. And unfavorable Steam patterns. Ah. Yeah, but there that is. Now we can go and explore Zeebs, and we're only going to be getting one of... there are very few items that we actually need to get in order to get down to Golden Chorizo. One pack of each type of ammo, a few E-tanks for Lava Dive, Varia Suit, Morph Ball, Bombs, High Jump, and that's it. So that means that until about Big Pink, this is going to play just like any percent. One thing you might notice me doing is repeatedly aiming up and down while running along the ground. Each aim up and down pushes Samus forward 1 pixel, and that really adds up. I didn't quite make pitless there. But now it's time to go wake up the planet. With Morph Ball, well, this will come into play after I grab the missile pack down here, but there's a speed technique I'll be using it for in a few places. And that's the Mach Ball I just did there, where I morph right as I'm landing to keep my running speed in ball form. Normally you go slower than running. But now we can head on up to Chorizo, now that the planet's woken up, and get what we need to get further in. Now there are a few ways you can... needs to be a spin jump, that you can handle this room. I do it by wall jumping up the right side. But it's also possible to go up the pattern of middle platforms, which especially works out well if you ledge grab them. Just a way to immediately stop your upward momentum right where it's no longer needed. And I'm going to be entering the Chorizo fight at full health, and the reason for that is I really need missiles to efficiently do this fight. And if I'm at full health, then if the projectiles would drop health, they'll instead drop missiles. Ah, I missed with that missile though. So I'll just finish with regular shots. A little bit too early there. But now that we got our bombs and we've beaten Chorizo, and we can continue on through. Ah. So what I did there was morphed immediately after a wall jump. It only takes one press of down to do that. But by doing it after wall jumping up there, you can get through there without having had to bomb open the passage to the right. And that saves a few seconds. Now what I was trying to do in the previous room was use... Oh, this isn't good. Was fire 2 missiles in order to... Alright, that'll work. In order to kill a waver and open the door, and then grab the E-tank before the drop from the waver spawned. And that would have caused me to end up with full health and missiles, because I need all 5 missiles to get in here and do this mock ball. Which gets us under those gates that normally would require Speed Booster to get under, and grabs some super missiles that allow us not to have to deal with Spore Spawn. So instead, once we get into the big pink room, we'll just be able to go straight down. That was a down back I did to squeeze through there. And here's where we diverge from any percent. I'm not getting either charge beam or that missile pack. Instead, I'll just keep on going. And what I did there was a combined mock ball bounce ball, where my forward speed continues through one bounce of being of more form against the ground until I land the second time. So that lets me keep my full running speed a little bit further into the room. And I'm gonna head on up here. So that I can grab some power bombs. Ooh, landed in a vile plume. Now, this power bomb pack and the one past Crocomire are the only ones that are accessible without already having power bombs. So I have to get one of the two, but Crocomire takes a while, and you need some extra items to get to him. Alright, this is somewhat lower health than I would normally have here, so I'm gonna farm a little bit just to be safe. That should be better. But now we can head down. Now, the reason we need power bombs here is so that we're able to get into the lava dive room. Because there's a yellow door there. And that is the most convenient place to get power bombs. But because we gotta go through some heated rooms, we are going to beat Kraid in the usual way. Without having actually done GT code. Oops. I felt I probably better get that health drop just in case. But here we reach our first major boss fight. Kraid. Where I'm gonna try and time my first super missile shot to lock his mouth in place. I was a little bit too late with my shot though. But my extra super missile hit. This is in this category. Okay. Yeah, in this category, missing Kraid quick kill is very bad. Because you don't have charge beam, so all you can do is farm missiles from the projectiles and hit them with those. But we're through the fight, which is the important part, and we got Varia's suit. That's gonna let us go through the heated rooms. Now we can make our way back to Norfair and grab high jump and a couple more E-tanks, and we're ready to go directly into Lower Norfair for the GT fight and to do the GT code. To be a little bit more safe, I'm going to get this energy tank. I wasn't quite flush against the wall, so the door didn't open. I jumped a little tiny bit too early to get mouthball, which is mockballing after jumping through there. But now only 2 items separate us from being able to do lava dive. And one of those items is just a safety. Technically, it's possible to do the lava dive with high jump with just one E-tank, but you have to have almost perfect movement for that. But now we've got all the items we need. We can go on over to Bubble Mountain. Oops. Now, as this is a marathon, I will be safety saving here, just in case anything goes wrong in lava dive. Thanks to power bombs, we don't have to go through that little morph maze that's to the right here. Because of the green gate glitch, we do need to go to these respawning bugs and fill ourselves up on super missiles. Gonna fill up on health too. It's alright to... I like to use missiles here because they one-shot the floating fire things and you don't really need them. But here's why we actually had to get power bombs. Now, due to the way that gravity suitless lava works, I can wall jump off of that Namahe there, get up to there to wall jump off of that, and we can get to the entrance of Lower Norfair with just the items we have. And thanks to the green gate glitch, I'm gonna do one more safety save. There I morphed before I hit the ground. That was in order to keep my speed across the gap. Now for the green gates where the button's on the left, if you jump at the gate just right, it's possible to open it from the wrong side. And you can see that I got it on my final super missile. But it's okay that we're out of super missiles because holding all the buttons, and you'll see that I have gravity suit now. That is the GT code. I now have every item except for screw attack. I had to immediately turn off Spazer because otherwise, when I fired the beam, the game would crash because it tries to call a function pointer past the end of a table. But I can now handle that fight exactly the way that I would in 100%. Where I stand right on top of the front foot, which is too far right to be hit by his attacks, too far left to be hit by GT, and just fire shots upward until he's dead. And now we can grab screw attack. And now that we have all the items, we can go straight to Ridley. This is now the boss rush phase of this. I like to describe Lower Norfair in GT Classic as 100% without the item collection, because you have all of the items, well, not quite all of the ammo, but all of the items that you would have when doing this in 100%, but you don't have all the detours for the extra items. I'm gonna kill these key hunters. That is to reduce the lag that's going to be caused by the 2 power bomb explosions I need to use to get through this room. I always like to Shine Spark Echo kill the first of the metal pirates here. Oh, I kept my speed through the door. That's a nice thing. And I've got plenty of health to do the Ridley fight. So here's Ridley, normally the 4th major boss of the game. This fight will go pretty much exactly as it would in 100%. I got it with this beam combo, I gotta land 20 shots. I think I got Ridley stuck. Sometimes Ridley's AI can be a little bit weird, and that can happen. And that color change means I'm more than halfway done. Spin jumping and then breaking out of the spin there manipulates Ridley from doing that, what he's doing right now, from left to right to doing the same thing right to left. There's a safe spot when doing it, when he does it right to left, where you can just stand right on the left edge of the platform and fire shots upward, as long as Ridley keeps doing that. Now that we've done what we went here for, I can head out of Lower Norfair in the usual way, and we can go beat Dragon. Missed my... Oh, that's... Alright. That I turned around just as I was landing on that. That's not what I was trying to do, but it caused me not to collide with it. That's called K-going. There are some times when that's what you want to do, but this was not one of them. I was trying to mockball with speed echoes there, which would have broken straight through the bomb blocks, but didn't quite have the speed echoes when I jumped. But that's called speedballing. Wasn't spin jumping there, wasn't spin jumping there. But now we're out of Lower Norfair. Since we have speed booster from the GT code, we can take the speed passage over to the exit. I may have jumped a little bit too high. Oh, no. But we're now finished with Norfair in a single trip. Now we can break the tube open and make our way to Dragon. Since we have items that we normally would not have at this point, such as Space Jump and Screw Attack, that causes the movement here to be rather different than it would be in any other category. Also, since we have Plasma Beam when we're not supposed to, for the mini-boss Spatoon and for Dragon, there is a particularly special technique that we can do to defeat them very quickly. Because we're not supposed to have Plasma Beam yet at this point, the bosses don't absorb Plasma Beam shots. So if I use the X-ray scope, which along with Grappling Beam the GT code also gave me, but it doesn't render correctly because it's not the usual way to get them, I can activate X-ray and run the boss's iframes out with the shot still within the boss's hitbox, and thus accomplish something effectively equivalent to the Mega Man 1 pause trick. Where the single shot hits enough times to kill the boss. I'm about to do the same thing to Dragon. Yeah, even though the items aren't showing up, I did hit select the proper number of times to get to X-ray. And then I let the charge shot off and X-ray enough times, and Dragon swoops down and continues downward. I did that from a crouching position because the death of Dragon immediately forces Samus into a standing state. So that's how I know when I'm finished. This is also the same reason that in other categories you can get Blue Suit off of Dragon's death. From being in the middle of a Shine Spark at the moment that it happens. And we pay a visit to the Seffy Fish / Ponk Fish. Well, so one of the items that you have from GT Code is Spring Ball. Sometimes, like there, it can get in the way. Now, all that's left is the wrecked ship. The last remaining golden statue boss being Fantoon. This is the only category that does Fantoon last. And we are able to use the X-ray plasma combo against Fantoon, but we have to do it a little bit differently. I want to select missiles. The reason is that if I directly hit Fantoon with a plasma shot, he would close and become invulnerable right away, no matter how quickly I was able to X-ray. So I hit him with missiles to get him floating around the room, and then I can do the X-ray plasma combo. Okay, good. I hit him enough times. I had to hit him, I had to have that shot land 3 times to kill Fantoon. Right, now we're finished all of the main game bosses. All that's left is going to the statue room and the end game with Torian and Motherbrain. Oops. Didn't shoot out one block that was in the way there. Thanks to Spring Ball, it's possible to do that, get through there without having to bomb jump your way up into that little passage. Yeah, that Keanu froze in a spot that I wasn't expecting it to. There we are in the statue room. Just gotta wait for this cutscene to play. We do have a bid war for what we're doing with the animals at the end of this. What's currently ahead?
A kill is currently ahead.
All right.
Let me double check. Yeah, kill is still ahead at $33.
Nice. Well, that'll still be open until I beat Motherbrain for anyone who wants to influence that. But for now, I got some Metroids to deal with. Yeah, sort of like Lower Norfair, these rooms are going to play out pretty much as they would in 100%. Gotta overkill the Dust Terizo there. Now here I'm gonna dump my reserve tanks and turn off Varia and Screw Attack. That's to set up for a few things I'm doing. The first one, I dumped the reserve tank so that I can Crystal Flash since I didn't get since I very rarely get Baby Skip. This will let me save the trip to the refill room. It also results in there being no music for the rest of this room, which is definitely an interesting feeling. And the reason I turned Screw Attack off is for a Zebutite skip, which I'm about to do, where I freeze that Rinka there, take advantage of some iframes to jump onto it and clip into the Zebutite and throw it. You can't use that method of doing that when you have Screw Attack turned on because it resets your iframes. Yeah, the Mother Rain fight is going to go as it would with all the beams, where I just have to land 20 shots. Well, that damage I took there is still small enough that I can get my health back to full off of the reserve tanks. And the reason I'm going to do that is to set up for the stand-up glitch. With 700 health, that's exactly the minimum amount that you need to get hit by Rainbow Beam with in order to set it up and be able to regain control of Samus here. It did 600 because I turned Varia's suit off. It ignores Gravity Suit. Then I stay in the air when the Metroid comes on screen, and I now have control of Samus within this cutscene. Mother Brain Phase 3 gets her health right as the color change in that phase of the cutscene finishes, and I can start damaging Mother Brain's third phase right now. I have to make sure that I get over so that the Metroid does not end up in a place where Mother Brain cannot hit it. Otherwise, that would be a soft lock, and that would be really bad. I also had to be careful not to have a shadow on screen during certain parts of the cutscene in order to prevent the possibly what is effectively a soft lock. Alright, well, it's time for the escape. What are we doing to the animals?
They are getting killed.
Alright, we are killing the animals.
See you later, animals.
The frames are more important. Now, I'm aiming down here. That makes Samus's hitbox a little bit shorter. That allows getting through that corner. Crouch and diagonal spark there. That is known as Behemoth Spark. If you don't do it in the right place, you'll hit one of the platforms on the way up and have to charge the spark again. And we are leaving the animals behind. Get ready on time. And time.
I got you at 4150.
Nice. Alright, well, that is Super Metroid GT Classic.
Nice run, dude. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having this run. Let's see what our in-game time is. All right. Are we up close to the next run, or are we able to wait for the Deer Force moment?
Yeah, we have time to wait for sure.
Dear Force. %, as a GT Classic run should be. Right.
Right on.
Oh, there we are.
Well,
With
thanks so
this
much
run.
again, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome. Right,
Coming up next is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. We'll have that up in just a moment, folks.
Yep, enjoy the rest of preNASA.